That isn't just the sound of the all-new 2016 Mercedes-Benz GLC being put through its paces. It's the sound of innovation. The innovation behind one of the most advanced SUVs on the road today. With multiple driving modes, a suite of intelligent drive systems, and a technology-filled cabin that sets new standards in modern luxury. This is what innovation sounds like. Now, discover what it feels like in a 2016 Mercedes-Benz GLC.
Some equipment described as optional.
Welcome to the Elite Podcast Network, your number one source for all things sports. Follow us on Twitter at Elite Podcast Net. Use the hashtag EPNERA and join the revolution now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Wrestlingheads Radio. You got Skits, and I'm live here with my co-hosts. You got Oscar, Tom, and Jarrett. What is going on, gentlemen?
Man, Skits, we had a crazy-ass weekend. Started off on Saturday at San Diego at, Finest City Wrestling, then Fastlane, then Raw. Shit, it was a crazy-ass weekend.
You guys did. I was at MagFest. Woo!
This guy.
And I was enjoying a day over the weekend where it wasn't 0 degrees over here. So that's my accomplishment for the weekend.
Well, today here on Wrestlingheads Radio, we have a special guest, good friend of mine, my boy Brody King. What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Everything's good. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who do not know who Brody King is, he is a SoCal talent out here. He trains at Santino Bros dojo. Let's talk about how we got started with Santino's, Brody, because for those that don't know, me and you actually, we met at PWG, and, later on, we see the man now known as Brody King killing it.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to a couple local indie shows, and one of my friends met somebody that was friends with the Santinos, and he took a couple private lessons for wrestling, and I told him I wanted to tag along, and I actually came to the Dynamite D Memorial Show 2014, and the next day I signed up to start training.
Definitely. Talk to us about some of the folks that were a part of your class when you first started. Like, I know, you got Joey Chaos down there as a head trainer, but talk to us about some of the guys that helped you get where you are now with professional wrestling.
I owe everything that I do to Robbie Phoenix. I mean, he was there my first day, and he pretty much groomed me all the way until my debut. Him and Joey really kind of just took me under their wing and, helped me from the ground up. I started with a class of probably 25 people, and I was the only person to grind it out and to get to where I wanted to be and debut. And, now I'm here.
Definitely. I know my boy Oscar's also a big fan of yours. Oscar, do you have a question, bro?
Yeah, I guess I'm his number one fan, you can say, but yeah. By the way, a great match you had over there in FCW on Saturday. Glad to see you. I had to say fly, Brody, fly, so I was freaking awesome. But, yeah, but we'll get to that a little later. First, I want to ask you, I'm straight up going to ask you this. In the past on this show, we had guys like Famous B, Eli Everfly, and I know we had more that mentioned you on their show. They always keep saying, watch out for Brody King. Just watch out for Brody King. You know, they've been saying that all the time. Why do you think guys like Famous B and Eli Everfly will come on the show and keep telling us, not just only us, but our listeners, to watch out for you?
Well, I mean, it's a real compliment for those guys to be, you know, shouting my name out. I mean, I just work as hard as I can. I'm at the dojo like almost every day, putting in the work. Like I said, I was the only one to graduate from my class, so that says a lot because it's not easy over here at Santino's. I also think maybe I have a little advantage over a lot of people. I think the average height around most indie wrestlers is around 6 foot, and I'm about 6'5", 6'6" in boots, and 275 pounds, and I'm pretty light on my feet, so I can do a couple things that a lot of big guys can't.
Yeah, you know, it's funny that Eli, when he came on here a few months ago, he was asking me, like, if you and Brody King were in a lonely alley, would I be scared? I'm all like, I don't know if it'll rob me. He doesn't like a thug and try to rob me, but if I had to, you know, try to defend myself, yeah, if I didn't know him like that. But he's a cool dude, so I had to mention that. Also, I'd like to ask you, I think I asked you this in person, but I'm going to ask you this on the show. There's a lot of fans compare you to NXT star Baron Corbin.
Ooh.
I don't think Baron Corbin, but the thing
I'm not going to
is
jump
that
on
I don't. Yeah, but I know. There's some people that mention that. I'm not going to jump on names, but I don't think it's because your wrestling ability. I think it's because it's more to your look. That's why, because you guys are tall dudes. You guys wear the jacket, and you got tattoos. You guys are so familiar. But I don't think your wrestling ability is just like his, because like I saw Saturday, I saw you flying around. I'd never seen Baron Corbin flying around before. But I want to know your take on that, like the comparison between you and Baron Corbin.
I mean, I definitely feel like it's because of our look, but I mean, you know, I just gotta, you know, work harder and then try to up my in-ring ability to better than his if I can, so that I really separate me from him. Yeah,
definitely. Like I said, I don't know how FCW works. Like if they got DVDs out and or YouTube, whatever the hell they do it. But if anybody wasn't at the show on Saturday, they could just watch that tag match you're in, and they can shut up with the whole comparison thing. All right. Well, I'm gonna pass it on to Tom.
Yeah, I was going to say, my buddy Tom, he's from New York. He doesn't know too much about what's going on out here in SoCal, but he's got some questions for you.
Yeah, all I got to say is thank God for YouTube, because I'm able to go on there, and I've seen a couple of your stuff on there, but most of what I've heard is from Oscar and Skits here, and I've heard a lot about you. Definitely excited to see more of your work. But my question is, you just mentioned your size, obviously being one of the biggest guys in independent wrestling, and being a bigger guy comes with advantages. You know, you stand out among a lot of people. But what are some of the struggles that come with being one of the bigger guys in independent wrestling?
Well, I mean, when I was first starting, like, a lot of guys are smaller, so I mean, they're able to. I think they know their bodies a little bit more. Like, I came in and I wasn't sure what I was capable of. I wasn't sure like what I could do, because I know that I'm bigger. I didn't know what I could do and what my limits were. But it seemed like a lot of guys had it down and they knew exactly what they could do. But as I've grown through wrestling, I've pretty much started to learn to trust my body and then just go for it, and I can be, you know, just as good as any cruiserweight out there.
Definitely, and I think once again, being that size, it definitely helps you stand out, especially I think now in independent wrestling, like you mentioned, the majority of independent wrestling is a lot of these smaller, more high-flying type of guys, so it's definitely going to help you stand out, I think, in that aspect. And, you know, you mentioned just kind of beginning to get into wrestling and, you know, been training for about close to 2 years now. What was the most surprising thing to you when you first started training? What was the thing that kind of maybe gave you a little bit of a reality check about professional wrestling?
I mean, I've always known that they're professional athletes. I didn't come in here like delusional like a lot of people do, that you don't have to work hard to be in here. A lot of people walk in the door and they think that it's just a walk in the park, and they think that, you know, they've heard that wrestling's fake, so you don't have to do a lot of the stuff. But, I mean, the first day I came in here, I was on my hands and knees, like, you know, gasping for air, fucking praying for death, just because I didn't want to get up, and I had my trainers that picked me up, and they dusted me off, and they said just keep going by any means necessary. And I mean, still to this day, there's trainings that I run out the door and puke my guts out, but that's just you learn to love it.
Yeah, and I think you hear that a lot from a lot of people starting out, and I like to hear that insight that, you know, a lot of these guys starting out, that how hard you actually do have to work. I think a lot of us fans know just how much professional wrestlers go through, but when you hear stories like you just said of puking after training and you don't want to get up, but then you hear, you know, some of the great work that the trainers are putting in, I think really it kind of gives people hope that, okay, you know, if I want to get into wrestling, I'm not going to be alone in it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, Robbie Phoenix, he's been wrestling for about 16 years, and he's one of the head trainers over here at Santino's, and he's here 7 days a week, and he's doing every exercise that we do, and he's like, you know, 38 years old, and he's killing it. He's like whooping all of our asses, and there's no one that can even touch him, so that's like really inspiring to someone like me, and it should be to a lot of younger guys that, you know, you should be able to want to get to that point.
Without a doubt. But I'm going to pass it now on to Jared. Jared, do you want to ask some questions, man?
Well, that last one kind of related to me, just because I'm hopefully starting training soon, just trying to get in a better base shape, but that's not well right now. I guess my first question is, what would you say is your favorite match, and what was the match that is most relevant to you, I guess, would be the way to say it.
That's hard. My favorite match so far was probably Biagio and I at the dojo here a few months back.
Yeah, for those that don't know who Biagio is, he's one of the top guys out here in SoCal, one of the top young guys out here. Definitely enjoy his stuff. I'm hoping to see him maybe down at FCW soon, joining the XRT division. So, Gus, if you're listening, let's try to make that happen.
Yeah, but Biagio Crescenzo.
Yeah, definitely do it. I want to ask, because usually when we have guests on here that just got into business, what are some of the wrestlers that you looked up to that basically made you say, you know, this is what I want to do?
I mean, like, since I was a kid, I've always idolized like the Undertaker, and he was always. I've wanted to be a wrestler since I was a child. Like, I just never knew the path to take to get to that point. But now that since training and stuff like that, I look up to, you know, guys like Famous B, Ray Rosas, the guys that are really hard charging in our scene, and they're like some of the top guys and some of the top names. Tyler Bateman, Ruby Rays, they're all like really inspiring to me because you see how hard they're grinding and how hard they're working for it, and they're really hungry and they really want it.
Speaking of other talent out here in SoCal, is there somebody out here in SoCal that you haven't wrestled yet that you want to face?
I mean, there's a lot of guys that I would love to face. Two of my trainers, Los Luchas, I would love to have a match with them. I would love to have a match with Danny Limelight. He just got that XRT belt, so I gotta show him what's up. I'd love to have a couple more matches with Douglas James. We got to chop it up a little bit up in San Francisco over a couple weekends ago, and that was really fun. I'd love to have one down here in Southern California.
You know, it's funny. I actually saw you post that on Facebook. I actually watched it. It was a pretty good match. You had the fans chatting, "Brody's gonna kill you," but it's one match. Me as a fan that I would like to see. I would like to see you and Willie Mack go at it.
Oh yeah, I mean Willie's insane. Like he's actually really inspiring to me too, because he's another big guy that can just use his body in insane ways, and he's really impressive.
Definitely, man. Let's hope we have Gus listening, hopefully, and hopefully he makes something happen in the near future. Go ahead, Oscar. Do it.
Yeah, my next question is something we just mentioned right now. I just saw that you did a show on San Francisco. It's basically, I want to say almost like a house show for Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. And my question to you is that if there's something in the work that you're going to be part of that roster anytime soon? Because I haven't seen the latest episode yet, but is that something that are you planning to head pretty soon?
I mean, I'm just working as hard as I can right now, trying to get my name out there. So if anyone wants to book me, I'm all ears. I'm ready to put in the work, and I'm ready to do whatever it takes to get there. You know, so you can't ever count it out.
All right. Well, my next question I'd like to ask you. I know it's kind of early in your career that you have done a couple of things, but what do you like to do? Like, what's your goal so far? Is it like something out of California you like to work on? Is it a different country, or is it like something like Ring of Honor you like to do? What is something that you like to hopefully accomplish?
I mean, I just want to get as big as I can be. If that means going to WWE, then that's that. But I mean, right now my main goal is to head over to Japan, work some matches out there. I would love to work PWG one day. Ring of Honor is also great. I would love to get over to the East Coast and maybe work at CZW or Chikara. Like, both those promotions are awesome. I followed them for a while too.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be crazy that I've seen you at DWG shows, just watching as a fan, and it'd be crazy one day I see you wrestling at a show. That'd be crazy. But hopefully,
you know what's crazy, Oscar? Believe it or not, Willie Mack was a fan, and now look at him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
So,
but back then, we didn't know who Willie Mack was. Like, I didn't go to PWG shows back in those days, but it'd be cool if someone like I talk to you right now and ends up going to PWG. That'd be sweet. So hopefully it'll happen. So we'll see. All right, I'm gonna pass it to Tom now.
Yeah, my next question I'd like to ask you is, obviously in independent wrestling in 2016, we're seeing, I think, a really big boom in the attention that a lot of fans are getting into. We're seeing new fans come into independent wrestling day after day. No matter what company they're watching, more of a spotlight is being put on independent wrestling, maybe more than ever. So going forward, as someone who's just breaking into the business and who's going to be part of independent wrestling going forward, what do you think needs to happen to keep that momentum going for independent wrestling? What do you think needs to happen so that independent wrestling can keep growing?
I mean, I think I would give a lot of credit to NXT, because they really started showcasing some of the bigger independent names, and they kind of gave a little background on where they came from. So then people are starting to look at places like New Japan, and they're starting to look at Dragon's Gate, Ring of Honor, PWG. As long as all those companies just keep doing their thing, and they keep, stacking those cards and making the best show that they possibly can. And I hope that a lot of other promotions look at that business model and they try to emulate that, because then it's better for everybody. I think people are more wise to good wrestlers versus bad wrestlers now. So I think it helps weed out a lot of the guys that aren't willing to, go to training, and they're not willing to work their asses off for where they want to be, so that it helps the hungry people, climb the ladder a little bit easier.
I would have to agree with that 100%. But also on another perspective, do you also think that it helps independent wrestling sometimes with viral videos like we've seen with Joey Ryan? I think over the last couple of months, Joey Ryan's been maybe getting more attention on independent wrestling than ever before because of his video over in DDT and now with his video from this weekend's FCW show. So do you think that also plays a part in it too?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I had friends that have never watched a wrestling match in their life sending me that video, being like, "This should be your next move," and like, you know, just the most ridiculous things. I mean, Jarek 120 also did a spot where he took a forced choke clothesline or choke slam at CZW a few years ago, and that started making its rounds again. And I had friends sending me that, so it definitely gets the attention of people. And when they're entertained by little clips like that, it makes them more interested in coming out to a show. So it's a lot easier to, you know, ask your friends to come to a show, and they'll be more receptive to it.
Oh yeah, definitely got to agree. And I do remember actually hearing about and watching that chokeslam spot a couple of days after it happened, and I mean, I was dying. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was, you know, at least innovative, and I'm glad it got the attention that it got. So thank you for bringing that up. I might have to check that out again after the show tonight.
Yeah, it's a good little spot.
Without a doubt. All right, Jared, pass it on to you, man.
Yeah, you guys are taking all the good ones. Well, you mentioned Japan earlier. Is there anyone in Japan that you'd like to work with, either New Japan or Noah or any of those?
I mean, I would be willing to pretty much work anywhere. Like, everywhere I'm sure has something to teach me, and I'm willing to learn from anybody, whether it be, you know, DDT or 001 or New Japan or Noah, anywhere that, that will give me the opportunity to showcase my talent and give me feedback and teach me something, I'm more than willing to work there.
Okay. Definitely, man. This past weekend, FCW, you actually made your debut there. Talk to us about your experience working with the company, and will we see you there soon again?
Yeah, it was kind of surprising to me because, I mean, I've been seeing flyers for it, and, you know, a couple guys at the dojo have been on a few shows, Eli and Doug, and they talked about how good the locker room is and how good the crowds are. So I was really trying to get a foot in there, and I messaged Gus, and he hadn't got back to me for a little while, but then he finally asked me if I wanted to work a tag match there. It was with Matt Twisted against Kikyo and Tex. So I agreed, and I came down there, and it was great. The locker room was great. I had a lot of knowledgeable vets there that I could really kind of pick their brain, and the crowd was hot, and you know, everything was great. I had a great match. I really enjoyed the atmosphere.
Definitely do. I definitely enjoyed that tag team match you guys had going on. Pretty upset that you guys didn't win, but you know, I'm pretty sure you guys will get them next time. Hopefully, like I said, because I had a conversation with Gus earlier, and he said he'll be listening. So let's hope Gus gets a rematch going on for April 30th. Fighting City Wrestling folks, make sure you guys drive out to San Diego if you live in LA, anywhere in the SoCal area. You guys need to show some love to this company because this company is definitely doing some big things.
Well,
yeah,
you know what?
They just
doesn't matter where you're at. You gotta. Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
Brody.
They just announced B-Boy versus Willie Mack versus Jeff Cobb versus Pentagon Jr. That's pretty insane. So if that doesn't get you in a seat, then I don't know what will.
Oh yeah, definitely do.
Yeah.
I want to say this past weekend, the house was packed. The crowd was on point from the pre-show to the end. I definitely enjoyed myself. That was my first FCW show myself, me and Oscar. So But
yeah, I was going to say the same thing what Brody just said. Everybody has to go to the next show because you got Pentagon, Jeff Cobb, Willie Mack, and B-Boy. I was like, holy shit, that's going to be an awesome match. So it doesn't matter where you live, Arizona, L.A., fuck it, San Francisco. If you want to make the drive, I think this is gonna be worth the drive. So just head down to San Diego and fucking support these guys, you know?
Yeah. Also, Brody, talk to us about, do you have any shows coming up that you want folks to come out and come and watch you?
Right now, I'm, taking whatever bookings. I don't have really anything set in stone. I just worked OCCW on Sunday. That was a pretty cool crowd. It was a nice afternoon show. Trying to get the Santino Dojo shows back up and going. Like you said, there's FCW in April. I'm actually going to Japan for like 3 weeks in April, so that's hopefully I'll be able to train or work somewhere out there while I'm out there.
Definitely do it. Go ahead, Oscar.
All right. I have a final question. Well, two final questions I want to ask you. One, it's a non-wrestling question, but I see you do other things. You're in a band. I see. Maybe you could talk to us about that.
Yeah. Music was always my first love. Next to wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm in a hardcore band called God's Hate. It's extreme music. It's fun.
You have a show coming up on that too as well, because I think you invited me on Facebook to check you guys out.
Yeah, it's actually our record release show for our LP that just came out. It's March 19th in Van Nuys at the White Oak Music Hall. And then the week after, we're going to Virginia to play a fest. And then in April, we're going to go tour in Japan.
Definitely, dude.
All right, cool.
My boy Brody over here making waves.
We're trying.
Yeah. All right. Hey, I'm going to pass it on. That was my last question, actually. But I don't know if Jerry or anyone else got last question. That was my last question, so.
I'm pretty much just listening. Yeah.
Hey, Brody. You want to give the folks out your social medias or whatnot so they can find out where they can find what shows you have booked?
Yeah, Twitter and Instagram, I'm at Brody X King. And on Facebook, you can just find me as Brody King. So hit me up, chat with me. I usually respond to pretty much anybody, as long as you're not a weirdo.
Hey, Brody, we want to thank you for coming on, and hopefully we can bring you back on soon.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot for having me. Thanks for supporting me since day one, literally. You knew me before I was even a wrestler, so let's see how far this goes.
Definitely, man. We'll see you soon, dude.
All right, dude. Later.
All right, peace.
Good night, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Brody King, SoCal talent. He trains at Santino Bros, one of the top dojos here in Southern California. Folks, keep an eye out on our Brody. I'm just telling you guys right now. If you guys listened to last Thursday, and we had Douglas James and Eli Everfly, two guys that train with him every week. Trust me, this guy is definitely in good hands training over there at Santino's.
Yeah, you know what, Skitz? I know we've seen him a couple of times already, but I don't think we have seen the best of him yet. So we all have to, keep an eye on him. Hey, who knows? Hey, I might mark out if he does a dark match at Ring of Honor this weekend, because he just mentioned he has nothing else going. So I'll mark out if I see him as a dark match at Ring of Honor.
Let's take a real quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Good afternoon, this is England's Zack Sabre Jr., and when I'm not drinking tea and hanging out with the Queen, I am always listening to Wrestlingheads Radio. Cheerio.
We are here in the sunny California. This is the aerial assassin Will Ospreay, and this is Wrestling Hits.
Welcome back. We are back This is Skits, and I'm here with Tom, Oscar, and Jared. Trying to see if my boy Gus is going to call up. I know he wanted to call up and follow up on FCW, so hopefully we can get Gus up on here in a minute. I'm over here hitting him up right now on Facebook, so let's hopefully we get Gus on here and we can talk about the show.
Yeah, you know what? The experience there in FCW on Saturday was amazing. We saw like 2 marriage proposals that happened out there. That was fucking amazing. The Joey Ryan, Laura James one, that was like holy shit. And it's been viral. It's on ESPN. You know, that's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, the show was awesome, dude. From top to bottom, Lil Cholo and Willie killed it as usual. I don't know how many times I've seen these dudes wrestle. Legends of SoCal for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And it was funny that in the beginning of their match, in the beginning of the match actually, before they started doing holds and everything, the crowd chanted SoCal Legends, and that showed appreciation about how these guys were doing for the last 16, 17 years in their careers. So yeah, the fans showing appreciation. And also, B-Boy in the end after that match, after he beat Cholo, what kind of speech he put out there with Cholo, and he gave advice to the young guys in the back. So in the end, he was like, "Young guys, this is your show," something like that. So that's freaking amazing what B-Boy has done. So yeah.
Yeah, man. Also, Johnny Yuma and Willie Mack. Surprise match. Definitely was digging in my boy Yuma. I'm not even going to call him Johnny Yuma anymore because he's going to go by Johnny Yuma. Just Yuma. Yuma versus Willie Mack. That was a pretty good match.
Yeah, you know what? I was going to say that he's more Yuma. I think they're trying to get rid of the whole rockness thing out of the past. That's why Johnny Goodtime's no longer Johnny Goodtime anymore. So the whole rockness thing is like a thing in the past now. So, I was surprised that Johnny Yuma actually wrestled because I know he had an injury. I wasn't sure how long he was out. It's great to see him back in the ring. Him and Willie Mack. It's been a while since I've seen these guys tangle each other. Maybe since one of the PWG shows, I think. So, yeah.
I want to say last time I seen them two in a ring together was PWG 10. I want to say it was like the Rockman's Monsters and somebody else.
Yeah, it was probably one of those multi-man tag matches.
Yeah, it definitely was.
But I mean, that was awesome to hear. When we were talking about the FCW show last week, that mystery match was just kind of lingering there, and you thought, okay, maybe it's 2 guys that no one's ever heard of, and that's all well and good, or you didn't know who it was going to be, but to see Willie Mack and then Johnny Yuma return to wrestling after injury was definitely a very good surprise for the fans. So big props to FCW for, keeping that a secret and surprising the fans. That's tough to do.
Yeah. But just to believe it or not, Tom, they had a good attendance. There were some people saying that was the biggest attendance they ever had. So I think Saturday's shows actually work for them, so they should keep doing it. And I have to say, if Gus does come out to say, you know what, they got to keep it in San Diego. Don't bring it to L.A. I don't know if you remember, Tom, when we had him on, he wanted to mention he wants to think about bringing it to L.A. at one point, but I was thinking, you know what, went to that show, they should keep it in San Diego. They got to leave it there. So, I mean, I know some people in L.A. make the drive there, but there's actually some people that live in San Diego checking out the show, and it's like this is like their promotion. So I'm hoping he can still keep it out there.
Yeah, man, and you got to mention the main event with my boy Douglas James, my boy Eli, my boy Danny, and my boy Sway Thompson. Like TLC, crazy nuts. Oh my God! All I have to say is, I recorded a couple of crazy spots in that match. All I have to say, these dudes are the future of Southern California wrestling. The new XRT champ, Danny Limelight, congrats to him. Just want to say, folks, be on the lookout after the show because we will have an interview. I actually interviewed Danny about the match, so be on the lookout. It's going to be an interview with me and Danny. I also interviewed B-Boy, Joey Ryan, and Little Cholo. So be on the lookout for those interviews. Will be posted on our Twitter after the show.
All right, hold on. We got a call coming up here from the 540 area code. 540 on Wrestlingheads Radio. Who's speaking? 540, you're on Wrestlingheads. All right, big
man. Hey. Hi. How y'all doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, we haven't heard from this guy in a long time.
I know.
Hey, it's been a long while, guys. How are you?
We're good, man. How's it going?
Same here. Yeah, let's get into Monday Night Raw, shall we? I mean, Shane McMahon coming back to confront Vince and Stephanie, and Vince telling Shane that he has to face The Undertaker at WrestleMania. You know, as much as I'd like to see Undertaker get the win here against Shane, I think we're going to see somewhat of a screwy finish. Like, we're going to get to see Sting cost Undertaker the match, and maybe we could see one more match between him and Sting, him and Undertaker at WrestleMania 33.
You know what? Let me stop you there, bro. That's not going to happen. Sting, Taker, let's just end that noise now because it's never going to happen.
I know.
I'm going to tell you, if that was going to happen, that would have happened at WrestleMania 31.
Yeah, and it could have happened at WrestleMania 31, but see, with Sting, here's what could have happened with Sting and Undertaker at WrestleMania 31. You could have had Sting and Triple H wrestle at the Royal Rumble, and then you could have let Sting and Undertaker wrestle at WrestleMania 31 and have Undertaker win and retire and go on. But I don't think WWE had the need to do that. And speaking of Triple H, which brings me to my next topic, Triple H beating up Roman Reigns, Triple H busting him up, putting him through a tape, putting him, like, slamming him many times through that table. And I think you had a great Raw. You started off Raw hot with Shane McMahon coming back, and you ended Raw off great with Triple H beating up Roman Reigns. I mean, that is the thing you want to see on Monday Night Raw. I don't care.
Man. Definitely. I'm like definitely with you and everything, dude. But we actually have a caller, dude. You want to give out your social medias and stuff?
Oh, yes, I will. Yeah, before I do that, with the question, and I don't mean to say this one more time, but if Roman and Triple H wrestled at WrestleMania, you see Roman turn heel after WrestleMania after he wins the title? Do you see that happening?
No.
I don't see it happening either. But like I said, we have the Blog Talk the Talk Show Radio Show, WCWUS Raw Radio. Our numbers are, of course, 1-724-444-7444, 138-744-POUND. I also have Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. So hope to talk to you guys soon on the flip side.
All right, thanks, brother.
All right, you have a good night, man.
Yeah. You too.
All right.
I just talked to my boy Gus.
Shout out that dude from Virginia.
We should be getting my boy Gus on in a minute.
Yeah, we got Nathan on right now. What's going on, Nathan?
Hold on. If you can tell Nate to hold real quick, because we actually have another guest coming on.
Okay, well, I guess I put him on hold because I haven't heard him speak. So,
my boy Gus is calling right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, Finest City Wrestling promoter Gus is calling up in a few minutes to talk about what happened this past Saturday. It's like we were talking about. That main event was nuts. I'm looking forward to see more dudes come into his XRT division, and I'm going to talk to him about that. So he should be calling right now.
Yeah, he's calling.
Is he on hold?
Here, bro. He's on now. Yep, he's on now.
Sounds good. What up, brother?
There?
Yeah, what up, bro?
Hey, what's up, man? How you guys doing?
Oh, man, we were just in the middle of talking about FCW this past weekend. Man, the main event was nuts. The show, period, from pre-show to the end was lit, bro.
Oh, man, you guys, I'm still thinking about everything that's going on and not have anything to do with all the social media and attention that it's gotten, but it's definitely still it's fried into my brain, man. There was a lot of moments that night from, like you said, from beginning to end. I mean, even the pre-show, they were chanting the pre-show like it was like it was the main event, and that was probably like one of the greatest things that I saw that night was, wow, man, the fans are into the brand. The fans are backing FCW 100%, and it's not the fans that are like, okay, we're gonna just go match by match. No, man, they're there for the entire show. They're there to like root it on no matter what, and it was. You guys were there, man, and I looked over at your guys' faces. I looked at Oscar's face a couple times, and that dude was like, "Whoa, Christmas is in my face, unwrapping in front of me as we speak." I'm glad you guys were there. I'm glad you guys got to be a part of like your debut show. You know what I mean? Coming down, I'm glad you guys were a big part of that, and to be there for a lot of history, man, and that opening match between B-Boy and Cholo, I don't know if you guys have like tapped into that a little bit, but
yeah, we did.
Okay, I mean, so I kind of want to chime in and say my part. That right there was probably one of the biggest matches that I'll ever have booked for FCW, and I mean, I'll say that in 50 years, I'll be like, hey, back in the day, these two guys, but. That right there it was special to me. It was special for them because they got that SoCal legend chant. It started at FCW for them. So as far as the chant started there, and it better continue for them because they deserve it. But that match right there was pretty special to me, considering the fact that I know these guys personally and what they did for us out there and what they did for the boys in the back. It was a special moment. So thank you guys. Thank you B-Boy. Thank you Cholo for giving that 10-star, 20-star match.
You know what, Gus? I was talking to B-Boy, and he said him and Cholo came to the conclusion that was their best match yet.
Wow, that's an honor for them to say that, especially especially going down in an FCW ring, and I gave them the platform to just be veterans, and they proved it once again. And you can tell they were out there, man. They were out there just giving it their all and giving the fans what they deserved. And like what B-Boy said at the end, I hope the boys in the back were paying attention. I really do, and they were. Trust me, they were. Little eyes were poking out everywhere.
I definitely saw that. Everybody was out there watching that one. Also. You also had Joey Ryan propose to Laura James.
Did he?
That surprised me, dude.
Wait, Joey Ryan proposed to Laura James? When did that happen?
You guys are like, really? I didn't know either. It might have been.
I have no idea what you're talking about, man. I was in the back. I've been watching ESPN and Rolling Stones all day. I haven't seen nothing about it. Man,
I think I saw you right.
Check this out. I checked Joey Ryan's YouTube not too long ago, and the video that he had posted of it is already over 650,000 views. I was just like, yeah. And I mean, I woke up this morning and we had ESPN, the Bleacher Report, Rolling Stone, I can't even remember them all. CNN covered it, World Star Hip Hop covered it, and then I got a message from
I think CNN covered it too.
Yeah, CNN covered it. They did. They sure did. I got a message from a Japanese network, the Japan Fuji Network, Japan Fuji Television Network. They hit me up and they asked me if they can have permission to do a segment on Finest City Wrestling and the whole Joey Ryan moment. So I was like, of course, So Thursday that's going to air over in Japan, and I think they're going to send it to me on Wednesday. So I'll have the pre-show before Japan. So hopefully I can get that to you guys so you guys can check it out before Japan does. But it's been crazy, man. Like, that thing went super viral, and it helped push the brand a lot. It got a lot of eyes on the brand, and I really appreciated just the fact that Joey is a professional, and he chose I didn't mean to book it that way. I booked it because I knew it was going to be a great match. I knew it was going to be something special. Joey Ryan always brings it. Laura James is up and coming, and of course, what better way to make her feel comfortable by putting her in there with Joey Ryan? And it was great, but I didn't expect that until the day before. He actually hit me up and said, "Hey, can I do this?" And I said, "Of course you can." And as a joke, I told my wife as a joke, I said, "Watch this go viral." I didn't know it was going to go like worldwide viral, but it definitely, it was definitely a special moment for us. And, I'm more honored to be a part of his personal memory for life because, no matter what, he'll always remember that night. And it's a true honor that he did it at FCW. And congratulations, Joey Ryan. Congratulations, Laura James. But it was special, man. Especially when he dropped to one knee, that whole crowd lost their air.
Man,
it was
my
awesome.
shit. I had to put it on my phone, bro, to get the Snapchat ready.
Oh, I seen your Snapchat. I was like, I saw your post up on there. I was like, oh man, everybody was trying to. I saw more phones in the air than a Kanye West concert. I swear to God, it was phones were out. That people were losing memory in their phone. Shout out to Chris Duncan. He was one of the guys who actually. He's like, hey, man, I was doing so good, and I ran out of memory. I'm like, wow, how much were you recording? It was the whole thing. I'm like, wow. So it was, that night was pretty fun. It was amazing, man. I'm glad you guys were there.
Also,
we're planning.
I know you guys got more questions, and trust me, I can't wait to answer them.
I wanted to get into the main event. The main event, bonkers. Man, oh my God. Sway Thompson, Eli Everfly, Danny Limelight, Douglas James. Oh my God. My question is, after you talk about this main event, is there any other guys that's going to join this XRT division?
The XRT division is a wide open range for anyone. But as far as who's next in line, there's really not a next in line. I know Douglas James and Danny Limelight will go at it in a singles April 30th, kind of like they have a grudge match anyway, so we might as well put some gold on the line. So I might as well tell you guys now, it will be Danny Limelight versus Douglas James.
Is this breaking news?
This is breaking news. I'll give it to you.
Shit. That's good.
Yeah, Danny Limelight versus Douglas James April 30th, man, for that XRT title. Unfortunately, Eli will be on tour at that time, and I have Suede. Actually, I think I can break this to you too, if they're all listening out there. I haven't talked to one team yet, but I have talked to another team, and I know that Big Duke teams up with Suede Thompson here and there as the bearded best friends. So I was thinking about bringing Suede back in and having him team up with good old Big Duke. Maybe go against some guys you might know as Las Luchas.
Whoa.
Oh,
that's funny.
Wow.
Brody King.
So I'm working on that right now. So if they're listening out there, give me that call. I know Las Luchas. We talked a little bit, and they have that date open, and so hopefully I can get that together. And I think that would really be really good for that team and BFF.
It's funny that we just had Brody on, and he was talking about those are two of his trainers. So that's crazy.
Oh, yeah,
also, we got to talk about the main event. Willie Mack, Jeff Cobb, B-Boy, Zed Meadow, Pentagon Jr. Oh, my God, for the FCW title.
How'd you like that, man?
Oh, shit, I went apeshit, bro.
Hey, I'll give you the little exclusive, man. Conan showed up that night. I know you guys saw him. He was there again.
Yeah,
and Conan is he represents a lot of the guys down in Mexico, and he was one of the ones that was, you know, helping me get Pentagon and putting that relationship together, and he did. And me and Conan were going back and forth in some emails, and it just so happened he didn't send me an email. He showed up to tell me that Pentagon Jr. was a go for April 30th, and I looked at him right in his face, and I said, "Can I announce that?" And he said, "Yes." 2 minutes later, I ran up to Willie Mack, and I said, "Hey, man, if you win this out there, I got something for you." And then, sure enough, he went out there and killed it with Yuma, and I just jumped in the ring and just on the spot, man. I didn't plan on letting the people know, but I figured, you know what, the fans deserve it. The mystery match was great. Oh, by the way, let me rewind a little bit. What did you guys think of when Willie Mack did come out and Yuma came out for that mystery match?
All I got to say is Willie, he's been killing the game, and I haven't seen Yuma in a long time, so I was so hyped to see Yuma. These two, I've seen these two. I've seen both of them battle it out and like PWG and stuff, so it's good to see them wrestle at a different promotion. So I was pretty hyped to see both those dudes work.
Yeah, and it was a good thing too, and then it was good to really like have Willie in the ring. What I said in the ring was very true, because me and Will we've missed dates here and there. And, you know, he's a busy guy, and with Lucha Underground and a lot of other things he has going on with his career, some of the dates didn't line up for us, and it was just unfortunate. And I'm just glad, and I'm so glad that he got introduced and debuted the FCW the way he did, and I'm glad and more honored that he's here and that he added to what we got going on in April, because now we can jump into what we got going on in April. Yes, man, Pentagon Jr., Jeff Cobb, B-Boy, and him. It's just like when I got that news, man, I was like, I'm doing this. I got in the ring and I put it together on the spot, straight up. Like I at first it was a 3-way, and I was like, you know what, I'm making a 4-way, and I did it right there on the spot, man.
Yeah. I got to mention this too. Thunder Rosa making her debut too. Can you tell us who she's going to face, or we got to wait for that one?
Oh, I'll tell you right now. Actually, no, I'll give you guys an exclusive right now. First off, you were talking to Brody King tonight, right?
Right.
Yep. All right. So Brody King, in my opinion, him and Terex have some unfinished business. So April 30th, okay, I'm putting Terex and Brody King in there in the singles. Thunder Rosa's coming down, making her debut. She will actually be taking on Laura James.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah,
okay.
So we got Thunder Rosa versus Laura James. Let me try to remember off the top of my head real quick what else we got going on. I know that I just know that everything. Who else? Oh, Mike Camden hit me up, and his knees kind of busted up, but he feels that he knows that he'll be back. He needs a little healing time, but he wants his hands back on Sasha Derevko, so I'm going to give that back to him April 30th. You know, I feel that Camden deserves it. CJ Super, you saw him, Corey Jackson. He earned a spot on from the pre-show. So Sam Knight is actually making his return back to FCW, and Human Tornado will be back. So we're starting. I think it's going to be a 4-way.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to get CJ Super in there versus Sam Knight versus Human Tornado and versus Matt Twisted, as a matter of fact. That's what it is. And there's another match I'll just keep to myself for a minute, but yeah, that's what we got going on for April 30th. You guys are the first to know.
We'll be there, bro.
Yeah,
just letting you know right now.
Yeah, we're planning to be there again. So April 30th, we'll be there. We'll check out some Finest City Wrestling. I got the.
There you go, Oscar. Congratulations. There we go. That's what I wanted to hear.
After that, you want a hug now or what?
Oh man, you know I was just giving you crap, brother. You know I was just giving you crap, but I'm glad you guys got to come down, man. And the main event was to capitalize a little bit more.
Now, I got to know, as somebody over on the East Coast, is there a way I can check out this show?
Oh, wait a minute. I think Gus, but I guess you gotta help him. You gotta help him. Get him up because I guess he lost connection. So you gotta help him up, man.
I'm gonna hit him back up. Tell him to call back up.
Yeah,
but I gotta, like I said, this sounds so hype. And April 30th, bringing in Pentagon Jr. for a big Fatal 4-Way match. Whew. I mean, like I said, doesn't get much bigger than that. You know, bringing in Johnny Yuma versus Willie Mack as a surprise match. God, I gotta watch this. This.
That crowd was big time out there. So I mean, I see great things coming up for Finest City Wrestling, and hopefully they'll continue putting up awesome shows. Maybe have more attendance. I mean, it was packed on Saturday, and I'm pretty sure they'll have hopefully maybe a bigger audience now that Pentagon's coming. So I'm
maybe a lot of Lucha Underground fans coming down.
Oh hell yeah, Lucha. So and you know what, Conan was there on Saturday. He looks like he was impressed of the product, so he might bring some Mexican guys down, or maybe he could be scouting for Lucha Underground talent. What you see out there? Maybe you want to bring a guy like Brody King to Lucha Underground. Who knows? So I
think Gus is on hold.
Yeah, we got Gus back on. Yeah, we got Gus
back. I'm
on
sorry.
It's cool, dude.
Okay.
But
so what I was saying about Swade Thompson, any booker out there, grab this kid up, man. He's something special. He's got a lot of fire in him. He definitely knows the business. I back him. I back Swade Thompson 100%, man. He's a good guy, really good worker. And like I said, I don't think he's going to be done with his XRT division. I know Eli is definitely not done with his XRT. Eli, that kid put his life on the line, man. Let's just say it, man. The kid put his life on the line this past Saturday for us. And you know, as professional as he is, and as safe as he can be, and as trained as he is, it's always a gasping, scary moment for anything like that to go down, especially with the stage we had set for him. This guy's climbing basketball hoops and jumping off the backboard, doing backflips.
That shit was nuts.
Have you ever seen anything like that? No.
Never.
I mean, the crowd pushed the basketball hoop against the ring, and it was an amazing thing to see. It was great to see Limelight go up there and hit the elbow, and then he comes off with that
spear.
Oh, the spear! Oh my God, the spear before they pushed the basketball hoop, the one to Eli. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
My God, I thought I was gonna kill that kid. And
I have
Eli,
another question.
Yes, sir.
Hold on,
Skits,
I think we should give it to Tom because Tom wanted to ask him a question before he got caught off. So go ahead, Tom.
Well, what I wanted to know is, me being over here on the East Coast, unless I come into a great amount of money soon, I can't be over on the West Coast every single week. I want to check out this show for FCW because I'm hyped just listening about all this. Is there going to be a way for people outside of the West Coast to check out this show?
Yeah, we're actually going to, the DVDs are being made right now. We actually had the DVDs for the Halloween show made. Unfortunately, that bin of DVDs and shirts was misplaced during the whole transition of getting over to the venue. So we do have the Halloween DVDs, and we will have this DVD, I think I was told by Sunday it's going to be made, ready to roll and be sold out. So you can go to finestcitywrestling.com in about a week. You'll see the link to get the DVD. But I'm pretty sure that I will send you guys about 3 copies, and you will get one because I'm going to make Oscar send it to you for messing up Finest City Wrestling's name last time. So the shipping will be on him, my friend, and the DVD will be on me. How about that?
That sounds good to me. I cannot wait to check it out. And I have to listen because it's so rare, even from indie level to the top promotions, it's so rare to get good surprises. But when I heard Johnny Yuma making his return, going against Willie Mack, and you keeping it a surprise, I have to give you major credit on that. That was a job well done.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And here's the best part, too, man. Some of the boys knew in the back just because they don't stop asking, and sometimes you just got to look at them and be like, here's your candy, go away. But some of the guys didn't know until they actually saw Willie walk up in the locker room, and they were like, hey, what are you doing here? Like, yeah, that's right, mystery match. And they were like, whoa, dude. And I'm like, oh, so some of the boys didn't even know. That's awesome, you know. So it was great, man. And there's some footage out there right now from the fans. And when Willie's music hit, they were screaming Willie Mack. And it gave me goosebumps because it was not a gamble, but sometimes when you do stuff like, oh, I'm going to do a mystery match or something like that, it can it could be a bad thing or it can be a really good thing, and you don't know which way it's going to go. But when you have Yuma in there, it's always going to be good. When you add Willie Mack to it, it's going to be even better. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I knew it was going to be great. I still had that, like, that fear factor of, like, what if they don't respond? What if San Diego never heard of Willie Mack by chance, you know, which I know is not true, but you never know. But as soon as his music hit, people already were on their feet. And if you guys saw it, man, they were already they were screaming his name, and it was awesome. My daughter ran up, and she was like the first one to slap his hand, like, because she didn't even know either. And she watches Lucha Underground like religiously. That's what she does. Like, she plays with Shopkins and watches Lucha Underground, you know. So when she saw Willie Mack came out, she freaked out. So it was good, man. The mystery match went over well, and I'm glad that Mac's here.
I have one more question for you, Gus. What's going on with the tag team division? And also,
what a question to ask. Go ahead. I'll answer that. I got an answer for you. I got a huge answer for you.
I got one more question. Is there going to be a return of the Young Bucks?
That is a contract issue. I'm not putting them on blast or anything like that. The Young Bucks are under contract, so right now, as far as them, me and them have talked, and they've actually, you know, they're very humble guys, very professional. You know, they sent me a message saying, you know, hey man, we're really sorry. Right now we're with Ring of Honor right now. We're contracted, and you know we can only work for so many companies. I hope you understand. And I was like, it was totally understandable. You know, I'm stomping my foot a little bit, but it was totally understandable. I'm glad that they got a chance to work FCW before they got that contract. I'm glad they, you know, were coming from Japan a week. You know, they did Wrestle Kingdom, and then a week later they were FCW. So that was amazing. But as far as the Young Bucks, no. But what we do have planned in the summer, we're gonna have a 2-day event. It's gonna be the FCW's first 2-day show. It's gonna be sometime, I want to say end of summer, almost beginning of fall, even maybe October. I'm not sure yet. We're gonna get that together, but we're gonna have a tag team tournament. And we're gonna bring back Vermin, Reno Scum, Luchas will probably be in it. I mean, there's a lot of tag teams out there right now in Southern California that are.
Danny, right? Danny said him and Gino want to get together.
Oh, Los Primos Rivera, man, you know they're gonna put their bid in for a tag team tournament. So, you know, and even Eli Everfly, I mean, he tags up with Pinky. So that tag team alone. What is the Black Parade? Is that what they call themselves?
Yeah, Black Parade.
Yeah, they're awesome together. I think Eli and Pinky are awesome together. So I mean, there's going to be quite the invite sent out for this tag team tournament. But yeah, I got some tag team titles coming this year, and you know, right now we're building up the XRT. The heavyweight championship is strong right now. I mean, look who's fighting for it. You know, we've already had Chavo fighting for it. Now we got Jeff Cobb, Pentagon, Willie Mack. I mean, we're building, you know. So the tag team division is definitely something that I have not let go. It's not something that I'm just pushing to the side. But I'm just seeing who's going to be qualified, and I'm going to throw a really big tournament this summer, and we'll have a 2-day event going on for that because I'm pretty sure these guys are going to destroy each other for some gold. So I'm going to give them at least a day off to recoup to get that second match in.
Looking forward to that, too.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge, man.
I'm gonna let you know right now, Gus. If I'm not working, I'm gonna be a regular at FCW. So I'm telling you right now, bro.
Oh man, you're more than welcome to come down, man. I got you anytime. Just make sure I get that hoodie one day. That's all I need, man. 3XL hoodie.
You know what? I guarantee you, you got the hoodie. You got the hoodie next show in April.
All right,
I'll bring
man.
you the hoodie and the shirt.
Oh, that's what's up. I'll make sure you guys got some shirts, and like I said, I'll make sure you guys have DVDs. I'll actually make sure Tom gets every DVD I got right now. Up to date. I'll make sure Tom gets. So I'll give them to you, Oscar, and you can send them on over to him. And I'll make sure you guys have them too. That way you guys can remember what the name of the promotion is.
I don't want you just sending out DVDs. I want to be taking money right out of my pocket and giving it straight to you.
Hey, we can do that too. I mean, I'm just, it's just something,
I've also mentioned I have been waiting to make a trip to SoCal, check out some PWG. And I'll make the trip down to FCW. I'll go all over SoCal because, I need to get out of this cold. It would
be nice, Tom, if let's just say April PWG has a show the day before FCW. That'd be sweet. That'd be a sweet vacation. One night PWG, the next night FCW. That'd be a better.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm trying. I'm trying to get to that PWG level, man, where I don't even have to say anything. I just put a date out and it's sold out, man.
Hey Gus, you know what I was saying, man? I was saying to these guys earlier, FCW, you guys got to keep it in San Diego. I feel like when I was there, that's your guys' company. I mean, LA might got PWG, but I feel like San Diego, this is your promotion. This is it. This is the spot to be. So when it comes to wrestling, this is the spot to be. So
I appreciate it. Yeah, so I mean,
keep it San Diego.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely going to keep it San Diego. I would love to have that. Just the way PWG is built and the way they've been going. They're not new. We all know that they've been building for years and years and years and years, and their dedication has paid off. You know what I mean? And Joey Ryan is one of the founding members, and you can just tell the work ethic is there for that company, especially if you ever meet Joey Ryan, that work ethic is the same work ethic, is the same thing that PWG runs off. Just professionalism, go hard, you bring the fans in and make them happy. And it's like, that's what I'm trying to do right now, is just make sure that everybody is happy. There's been a couple matches where fans have actually called in and be like, hey, what if we did this? And I'm like, okay, so what if we did do this? There's a guy out there, that guy named Greg, who comes to the shows all the time, and he actually made mention, hey, you should put Jeff Cobb in the championship match in April, and that's what made me announce it in the ring. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give the fans what they want, So I'm building it down here for San Diego, and I definitely want people to think FCW when they say San Diego. Like you said, LA has PWG in some other places, and we miss AWS, but that's what happens when you say LA. There's a list of promotions. So when San Diego pops up, I definitely want to be at least at the top or the only one. Not to be greedy, but I am working hard for that. I'm working hard for it. But I don't mind sharing. I don't mind sharing the territory with people. It's not a territorial thing. It's at all. There are some people out there that should mind their own business and stay in their own lane. They should just run their own promotion and deal with their own people. I'm going to just say that subliminally, but there's other promotions in San Diego, SoCal Pro, love those guys. They've provided me with great talent. I have no issues with them. Baja Stars just started up down here. I think they're going to do great as a lucha company down here. I'm not going to tell them, hey, you don't do American style and I won't do lucha. No way. I've talked to those guys. I think they're great. It was unfortunate that we both had shows on the same night. They pulled a big crowd, too. Oh, congratulations to Baja Stars, your debut show down there. You guys killed it, man. Like, you guys had a sellout crowd. It looked good in there. So, but like I said, I'm not territorial, man. I want to work with everybody, but I have been here the longest, so far. Jeff and SoCal Pro, they're up a little bit further in northern San Diego County. So in my opinion, down here, I definitely want to be, the main one. and then next is SoCal Pro, and then on its way up to LA, you know. So LA is just a battlefield up there of pro wrestling, man, and I think it's awesome. You know, I think it's really good for up there, but a lot of shows, and I hope a lot of promoters are listening. I know this is something that we wanted to talk about on a different podcast, but it didn't go too well. But I kind of want to get together with other promoters and make sure that we can try to like work something out to where we're doing every other weekend. You know, not everybody's on one weekend, because it's not a competition thing, I don't think. I think sometimes that the way dates are set up, it just so happens to be like, oh, we book our show around this talent, and then they book their show around a certain talent, and it just so happens to be the same day. And it's like this past Saturday, there were so many shows going on, it was hard to keep up. And then, you know, it was unfortunate that fans were pulled apart, because I know a lot of fans that could have been at UEW came down here, you know, and I know I want to make it to a UEW show myself. And if we're running shows the same day, then I can't go to the show, you know. So it's just one of those things. I wish we can all get together, even from LA to San Diego. You know, we need to.
I think we lost Gus again.
Yeah, we lost him again. But yeah, like what Gus said, it's awesome. I mean, you just mentioned working promoters. I wish AEW was still around, because I think him and Bart would have done some great things. But yeah, I mean, Finest City Wrestling, people, check it out. I mean, it's gifts were there. We witnessed it. It's a product up on the rise. So we guys gotta watch out. So we can't wait for April 30th. Just need some time. We just break some freaking news in our show. That's freaking amazing. So as of right now, Skits, I don't know if you're hitting up Gus right now, but I'm gonna come back on.
I'm just waiting on a response. See if he's gonna call back. Let's take one more quick break.
All right, let's take one more break. We'll be right back. You know what? These fucking shit sucks, dude. Hold on.
Play AJ. Well, I don't know. I guess
hey, this is Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, Red Dragon, Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. We just happen to be the best tag team on planet Earth, and you are listening to Wrestlingheads Radio.
Well, folks, I'm not sure if Gus is calling back, but you can find him at Gus FCW. Be sure to find him.
Oh, he's calling back in right now. He's calling back in.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
All right, cool. Sorry about that. I don't know if I'm disconnecting myself or if Oscar's getting mad at me.
It keeps hanging you up for some reason. I don't know what's going on.
Sorry about that.
It's all good.
But
yeah.
But Gus, you wanna throw some plugs out there so all of our listeners that are not from SoCal and want to follow you on Twitter and
Facebook. The two main ones you guys can hit up right now would be finestcitywrestling.com. That'll lead you straight to the Facebook and all our dates, and then you can follow us on Twitter at FCW_San Diego. Then on Instagram, you can find me at Gus_Finest City Wrestling. I don't have an Instagram for FCW. I just kind of took over my personal account and just, been using that to promote. It's been working out pretty well. But, yeah, just finestcitywrestling.com. That'll definitely get you all the information you guys need. Ticket sales will go up next week, next Friday for the April 30th show. And, the big plug for that's going to be that main event with Jeff Cobb, Willie Mack, Pentagon Jr. versus B-Boy, for that strap. And, a lot of people are like, wow, B-Boy's really on a roll. Well, that roll might come to an end. There's a lot of power in that ring. There's going to be a lot of power in that ring that night. So we got another test for B-Boy. He's battle tested, so I love proving it.
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, man.
Junior with the title, I'll go nuts. I'll probably just go run outside and go nuts.
You know, and that's another thing, man. It's not going to stop there, man. I have big plans, you know, for this whole year. You know, like we got guys like Matt Cross, Phoenix. You know, we got guys like that on the cusp right now. Those guys are dying to come in, and you know, and so we're gonna make a lot happen this year. You know, so we'll look forward to that. You know, we're gonna have a fun year. It's just gonna get better. You know, we're gonna grow, and we're gonna continue to give the fans what they want, and you know, we're gonna continue to give quality shows, and that's all we can do. You know, it's all we can do down here, and I'm glad you guys were a part of history on Saturday. I know that I'll wake up and I keep hearing like screaming and chants and yelling, and I just keep seeing Sway jump off the top of the balcony. I keep seeing, you know, Eli jump off that basketball hoop. I keep seeing B-Boy and Cholo go at it. You know, I keep seeing Terex, you know, slam people. There was just so much craziness going on that it's not going away. And especially with, you know, the whole Joey Ryan, Laura James thing going viral, it's been an amazing wave these past couple of days, and you know, I'm definitely gonna surf this one out. You know, I'm gonna ride this wave, and I'm gonna make sure that everybody stays their eyes on the brand, and I'm gonna make sure that I give that quality show every time.
Yeah,
definitely.
April 30th, everybody, be there. Finest City Wrestling. It's gonna be an awesome show. So I know you had a good attendance there on Saturday. Let's make it bigger. So everybody, get your asses over there in San Diego. It's going to be a fucking awesome show.
Yep, and we're definitely going to be setting up one hell of an after party for this show too. So just know that just know that some people might need to get some hotel reservations that night in Imperial Beach, because we're going to bring the house down, and then we're going to bring the after party down too.
Damn.
Thanks
for the heads up. Thanks for the heads up.
I wanted to kind of do something. I wanted to do something this past Saturday, but I know a lot of people. It's hard to do the last minute thing, but I'm definitely gonna plan something out this time.
Yeah.
You know, AWS was really good with stuff like that. You know, with keeping it real family, and you know, it's something that I always wanted to, you know, provide afterwards. You know, like, hey, let's you know, let's hang out. You know, let's do something. But this next show, I'm definitely gonna be planning a big after party for this big show, because I know everybody's gonna be on fire all night. So we'll probably just keep that party rolling.
You know what? That's a good idea.
Forward to it, bro.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Gus, because I don't want to get stopped by the Border Patrol like I did on Saturday night, so it's all good. So that's a good idea.
Hey, man, you don't know nothing about Border Patrol, brother. I actually stay in TJ, so I cross that border daily, man. You know, I've been staying over here for about a month now, and I'll tell you what, I live like a king over here, but it ain't fun crossing that border every day, but, you know, it is what it is, and I love being down here because, you know, there's some things going on down here, wrestling-wise. You know, there's a reason why I'm here on this planet Earth, and I ended up in TJ. So just hold on to your wrestling chairs, and just know that, you know, Conan lingers for a reason. Just know that things are happening for reasons, you know, and just be prepared. You know, Finest City Wrestling is going to be on the map bigger than ever, and, you know, I'm glad you guys are here for a part of it, and just hold on to them seats tightly, man, because I'm going to take you guys for one hell of a ride.
Definitely, bro. I'm glad you called up, and I'm pretty sure I'll talk to you soon, bro.
Oh, definitely. You know, we definitely will keep in contact. Oscar, keep those notes in front of you. Skits, you keep doing what you do. Tom, stay warm over there, brother. I feel bad for you.
Thanks, my man. Have a good night.
No problem. Hey, you guys, thanks again for coming out. Finest City Wrestling, baby. We'll see you April 30th.
All right, brother.
All right, guys. Good night.
Peace out.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's my boy Gus from FCW. Like you said, check them out, folks. They're doing big things, going viral. But, yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Skip said. Just keep a lookout for FCW. It's going to be a promotion that I think a lot of people are going to be very interested in. We've been having this guy on hold for a while. Let's just put him on now. We got Nathan on. What's on, Nathan?
What's going on? It's funny, I didn't even press the button to get into the host queue, but I guess I had good time listening to the show. It's been a really good show so far.
Yeah,
appreciate
that,
that, brother.
I think I saw last night's show, Eyes in the Ring. I enjoyed it. I actually agreed with everything you said about Fastlane. So.
Well,
how about we
definitely been a good show, I think, thus far. Thanks to Brody and Gus for coming on, talking some independent wrestling and talking FCW. But, guys, we got a lot to get to in a little amount of time, so we are going to jump right into it. First off, Fastlane happened last night, live from Cleveland, Ohio. Really quick, we're going to run down through the results of the matches, and then I'm going to get your thoughts, guys, on some of the stuff going on. Pre-show match, we had Alberto Del Rio taking on Kalisto. 2 out of 3 falls for the United States title, and Kalisto walked the victor. And then we get to the main show. Starting off Fastlane, Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks taking on Naomi and Tamina. And Becky and Sasha get the victory in a pretty good Divas Tag Team match. Good way to start off Fastlane. And then we move on to our first title match on the main show. Kevin Owens taking on Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental title. Obviously, we've seen these guys wrestle a ton of times before, and hopefully this is the last. And Kevin Owens walked away last night, still the Intercontinental Champion. Then, big 6-man tag. We had Kane, Big Show, and Ryback taking on the Wyatt family, consisting of Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, and Braun Strowman. And I guess you could say the more veteran of the WWE group, even though Luke Harper, has been working longer, but that's not the point. Kane, Big Show, and Ryback get the victory over the Wyatt family. Then we move to the Divas title match. Charlotte taking on Brie Bella, and a lot of speculation about what's going on with Brie Bella, especially with Daniel Bryan retiring. Many people thought that she might win the Divas title last night, kind of as a send-off, but that did not happen, as Charlotte ended up defeating Brie Bella with the figure 8. Then we move on to one of the most interesting feuds going into Fastlane, AJ Styles taking on Chris Jericho. This is the third encounter between these two, and last night was the blow-off, and AJ Styles got the victory with the Calf Killer. Then we had a random match between Curtis Axel and R-Truth. Not much to say. Curtis Axel beats R-Truth with Goldust distracting or something. But main event time, Brock Lesnar, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, triple threat match for the number one contendership for Triple H's title at WrestleMania. And like we mostly speculated, Roman Reigns ended up getting the victory in the triple threat match. So guys, overall, if you want to talk about certain matches or certain moments, talk about Fastlane. What did you think of the show? I'll start off with Skits.
Well, first of all, I want to say the pre-show. I thought the pre-show was pretty good. The 2 out of 3 falls match, definitely ADR and Kalisto's best match yet out of all the matches that they had. I know a lot of folks were against, Del Rio basically losing the title and getting it back, but it is what it is. I thought it was a good match. Also, when you start off with the Divas match, I thought that was a pretty good tag team Divas match. You got Sasha Banks, pound for pound, the best diva on the roster, doing her thing. Becky Lynch, probably the best technical female on the roster. And Naomi, the most underrated female on the roster.
Oh, yeah.
And Tamina Snuka's just Tamina Snuka. But I thought it was a good match, with those girls. I thought they did well. Dolph Ziggler and Kevin Owens killed it. This is probably their best match yet. I know they had a lot of matches, but this is probably their best match yet, for sure. The match with the Wyatts, going against Ryback, Show, and Kane, it was like a whatever, match. Everybody knows I'm not the biggest Ryback fan. Big Show and Kane, they had their time. It's like whatever. I don't know why they went over. I think the Wyatts should have went over, and we should had not saw a rematch tonight. AJ Styles and Chris Jericho killed the game. It's probably one of my favorite matches of the night. What am I missing? Am I missing any matches? The Divas title. You have Brie Bella. I understood what she was trying to do. Wearing Daniel Bryan's kick pads, and she had like Nikki's type of gear on or whatever. I feel like she needs help to get over. So, you know, she's doing whatever it takes to try to get over. She has to do the yes chants. Like, we all know Bree's trash. But Charlotte tried her best to work with her, and she's still the champ. Main event for the WWE, for the winner would face Triple H. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and Dean Ambrose. It was like a whatever match to me. It was not one of my matches I was looking forward to. But hey, it is what it is. It was a decent pay-per-view. And my top 3 matches of the night, because I don't know if you guys noticed, I've been doing my top 3 matches of big shows. Number 1 was AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho. Owens and Ziggler was number 2, and Del Rio and Kalisto was number 3.
I gotta say, regardless of the finish, I thought the main event was the best match of the night because I thought it was a really good match just up until the finish, you know. I thought the story being told throughout the match was good. I thought a lot of the spots that was executed was good. Everybody got their stuff in. You know, Brock still looked like a monster. Dean definitely got a lot of momentum, and of course Roman Reigns winning definitely helped propel him, not really as a babyface, but it helped propel him into the main event. I do have to say one big freaking complaint that I have about this pay-per-view, and I mean, it's hard for me to get over it, but Chris Jericho freaking kicking out of the Styles Clash, holy shit, that bugged me to no end. I mean, this was the move that New Japan Pro Wrestling, the company that builds itself on big-time finishers, they protected that move for so long. It was built up as one of the most dangerous moves in a company where you have Ishii and Shibata headbutting each other legitimately, but yet the Styles Clash is being built up as more dangerous than that. And in one fell swoop, WWE destroys it. Unbelievable.
I don't want to rant on it right now. It was only one time, they did that. And plus, he's been using that calf finisher too lately. I've seen him use it on SmackDown or like whatnot. So, I mean, I don't really want to rant on it, right now. Yeah. I don't think this is the show to do it because, we're in a short period. But I know we could definitely probably get into that more on Wednesday, me and you, Tom.
Oscar, what did you think of Fastlane?
To be honest, I'll say 80% of it I did not enjoy the show, but there are some good things about like the Del Rio and Kalisto match. I enjoyed that match. I'm happy that Kalisto got the victory and still walked out with the U.S. Championship. We'll see where that goes. AJ and Chris Jericho, I mean, what a way to end that rivalry between those two. Even though we saw Raw, they kind of teamed up, but yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be the last time they're going to be facing each other. I'm pretty sure AJ is going to be moving on with other things, but what a way to end it. Having AJ win the match, and about the calf crusher thing, I will understand why they're going to try to make that move be his new finisher instead of the Styles Clash, because I understand that move is a very dangerous move. So if they're going to change, I can expect it when he signed with the company. So not a big shocker, but if he could do it once in a blue moon, like only on pay-per-views, I'm fine with that. And also, I also enjoyed Owens and Ziggler. I don't think that was the best match they ever had together. I'm sure like one Raw or SmackDown match was better than that match, but hope it just ends this match, this little thing between Owens and Ziggler. Let's not have matches till months from now, because it seems like it was every show they had, they always have to wrestle each other match, and I'm glad tonight Raw they didn't have a match together, so it's all good.
Jared, what did you think of Fastlane?
I think Jared's gone.
Jared's not on.
Jared's gone. Nathan, what did you think of Fastlane overall?
Overall, I thought it was an average show. There was some good stuff, like Kalisto, Alberto Del Rio was probably my favorite match. Jericho Styles was good. I liked their SmackDown match a little bit better. And I thought the main event was very good. The only thing that bothered me about the main event, and you guys kind of touched on it earlier, was the fact that, yes, it was a great match, but we knew who was going to win, and we knew why Dean Ambrose was inserted into the match, because he was the one that got pinned, and that was the only reason why he was there. But overall, I thought the show was good. But some of it was, the stuff that was good was really good, and the stuff that was not was very, very forgettable.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. And before we get to Raw really quick, I want to ask you guys one quick question. Were you guys surprised that there was no Bray Wyatt interference in the main event? Because we were all kind of speculating it was going to be Wyatt versus Mania.
Definitely was. I definitely was. The WWE threw a huge curveball to all of us. They basically we all struck out. You know, they basically said we'll get those guys on the internet.
Was that their intention though, or were they planning to go this way the entire time? Which is what
I'm
wondering.
If you look back, Nate, you know, you have at Raw, I forgot what they were going on to Royal Rumble, the Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt, he did the Sister Abigail on Brock Lesnar, and then they all threw him out at the Royal Rumble. So I was thinking they would come back for him. You know, it would make more sense, but it looks like they're going a different way.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, WWE, they change their minds like women change clothes. So
I'm glad they're not going with that match, honestly, because it's, and this is going to sound weird, and I don't know if you guys have thought about this, but it would, if they were to do that, it would be a matchup between Brock Lesnar, Undertaker's last two WrestleMania opponents in Bray Wyatt and Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar, of course, ended the streak, and Bray Wyatt lost a year later after the streak was no longer a thing. And that match, to me, while it would be good, and it would be something that I want to see, again, there's no intrigue in that match because, yes, the match could be good, but it's not going to have, you know who's going to win that match if it were to happen.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be Brock Lesnar.
Gotta agree with that because, and we'll get into who Brock Lesnar is facing now at WrestleMania very soon. So let's get into Monday Night Raw because so much happened on this episode. And I do have to note, before Raw started, there was a lot of talk about something big happening. I know on Reddit, somebody with inside sources saying that tonight's episode, something big was going to happen. And it did in the very opening segment when Vince McMahon presented the Vince McMahon Senior Award to Stephanie McMahon. She was in the ring getting ready to have her acceptance speech. And whose music hits? That's right.
He gives the money!
Shane O'Mac, Shane McMahon returns to a loud, tremendous ovation. I mean, the crowd was going nuts. Twitter was going nuts. I was going nuts. It was absolutely insane. Nobody saw this. You know what? And I have to say this, nobody saw this coming. I don't care who you are. Nobody saw it coming.
Nobody, bro. But holy shit chance. When's the last time you heard holy shit chance on a Raw show?
Yeah, for somebody, like usually you'll hear holy shit chant for like a spot or something, but a holy shit chant for somebody returning. Shane McMahon comes back, and Vince and Stephanie have this bewildered look on their face. They can't believe what's happening. The crowd can't believe what's happening. And Vince says, you know, why are you here? And Shane says, well, I want control over Monday Night Raw. And the crowd once again goes nuts. And Stephanie and Vince are like, well, you can't do that. You went and walked away. And then Vince says, okay, you know what? You want to take over Raw, I'll give you that opportunity. But you have to go through one match at WrestleMania against The Undertaker. And then Vince McMahon says, not only is it just against The Undertaker, but inside Hell in a Cell. So now we find out who The Undertaker's WrestleMania opponent was. And you know what? we did not expect this either. We were all last week we were speculating. Who could Undertaker's opponent be that isn't in the company? Is it Kurt Angle? Is it somebody new debuting? Who was it? It was Shane McMahon. My God. I mean, I don't know what to say. Honestly, I know it's not going to be a technical masterpiece, but sometimes you don't need that going into a WrestleMania main event because they know it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be a fun, entertaining match with a big stipulation. What did you guys think of Shane's return, and what did you think of the match announcement at WrestleMania? Start off with you, Skip.
Man, when I heard that music, I'm like, this has got to be a joke. When he came out, I was like, oh, what the fuck? I was going nuts, dog. And, man, Shane on back in the WWE ring, man, tears almost came out, bro. I mean, it's funny because when Royal Rumble was around, I tweeted out, what if Shane McMahon came back as a surprise at the Royal Rumble? And he actually came back this year, which is funny to me. Anyway, Shane coming back, him and Taker WrestleMania, I don't give a damn what nobody says. I'm with the shit. Who gives a shit? Taker's almost done. I mean, Taker's done it all, you know? Shane McMahon, every match he's been in has been gold. He's like him and Kurt Angle, gold. Steve Blackman, gold. I mean, him and Vince McMahon, that match was gold too, even though it was a street fight. But, hey, I'm just looking forward to a crazy match, and I feel like Shane's going to take some crazy bumps too.
I guess you guys are my thoughts.
I got to agree 100%. I think that's what everyone's expecting. Is everyone was saying, this is the moment where Shane McMahon is actually going to kill himself in the ring. So definitely, like I said, it's not the most technical, matchup, but you know what? I think it's the most interesting matchup that could have happened because no one saw it coming. Oscar, what did you think?
I was like everybody. Well, this is how I found out. Kids actually called me while I was driving home. He was like, hey, here's who came back. For some reason, I was thinking, it had to be someone big. Like, in my mind, I was thinking, is it CM Punk? We all saw this John Cena's Instagram photo of Paul Newman and all this stuff. And all these rumors that CM Punk could be coming back and all this shit. And I was thinking, maybe CM Punk. Like, I want to hear some skits. Then he told me Shane McMahon. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. No way. So when I got home, I was watching the whole beginning of Raw, and I was like, fuck, you got to be kidding me. Then how the reaction of the crowd was, I was like, fuck, holy shit, and all this stuff was going on. I was like, God damn it. So what's going on here? This has got to be something huge for Shane McMahon coming back. About his match against The Undertaker, well, it's going to be awesome. Let's just see how he does in the ring, because that's the question we got to ask of how he's going to be in the ring. He's been out of the ring since when? Like, how long? It's been like, at least over 10 years. The last time I saw Shane McMahon in the ring. So
he wrestled back in 2009 when they were doing the McMahon versus Legacy storyline.
Okay. I don't remember. I thought his last match was against Kane, when Kane barely took off his mask. So if 2009 was his last match, I guess. But we'll see how he does in the ring now. I mean, I want to see how the storyline would occur. Like, will we see a face-to-face? Will we see any physical expectation between the two? We'll see when we get to WrestleMania. I already have some crazy crazy ideas. Like, what if Shane McMahon has a plan after WrestleMania if he wins the match? Like, what are those crazy plans they're going to do? I remember the one thing I got a question on you. What you mentioned about Vince, I mean, yeah, it's true. It's true. What does all that mean? I know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but when all these people say, no, yeah, it's true. It's true. What do you think he was meaning from that?
To be honest with you, I think we all are just like you. We don't know what's going on. We just have to sit back and wait and watch.
Yep. It's one of those things that we don't know. We don't have all the puzzle pieces to it now, but once we do, it'll make a lot of sense. And like this kind of thing, it's like I'm glad that I don't know exactly what's going on because then I'm just along for the ride.
Yeah, it was funny that
Nathan, what did you think of the whole thing going down?
What did I think about it?
Yeah, what do you think of Shane returning and the Undertaker-Shane match at Mania?
I thought it was really, really cool. There's not too many moments in wrestling that really get me anymore, meaning, like, I'll sit and watch wrestling. I don't really mark out too much because it's just, I've been watching wrestling for the last 27 years, so I'm to the point where I've kind of seen everything. But when Shane's music hit, I was like, no way. And then he came out, and then they did this. And I don't mind the match between Taker and Shane because the streak doesn't matter, or the streak is no longer a thing. So Taker can do whatever he wants at WrestleMania, and maybe he wanted this to happen. For one, he'll be able to wrestle possibly his last match, which if it is his last match, it'll be weird that's who his opponent was, but if he wants it, then that's fine. The only issue I have with the booking of the match is that if Shane is going to get control over Raw, like they are saying, that Taker will have to lose.
It's
and
funny.
He's
Can I
not
cut you
going
up real
to
quick?
lose.
I'm reading this thing. Somebody posted on no DQ. Shane beating The Undertaker would be a slap in the face to all great wrestlers. Taker has faced at Mania. I don't want to see Shane face Taker. Can Shane fight someone else? I don't know. How would it be a slap in the face?
Does this person know that wrestling is predetermined?
Obviously not. But obviously,
yeah,
I think there's going to be some sort of shenanigans that happen. Somebody's going to interfere. But what's really weird is that if that happens, is Taker the heel? Is Shane like?
He's gotta be.
It's a really weird dynamic about what's going on in this match.
We'll see, because we know Taker's gonna return soon.
Oh yeah. So getting into some other, let's go through some of the matches that happened on Raw, and then we'll get to some of the other big news. Just some of the things that happened. New Day defeated Lucha Dragons and Neville, 6-man tag match. Pretty average match. Usos defeated the Ascension. Chris Jericho and AJ Styles were out for a promo talking about last night's match, and the Social Outcasts came out, leading to a tag team match between Styles and Jericho, taking on Heath Slater and Curtis Axel, in which AJ Styles and Chris Jericho defeated them. So possible AJ Styles, Chris Jericho tag team going forward. We'll see. I must also note, Kevin Owens was not on Raw tonight, so that's also an interesting note as well. Rematch from last night, we had Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan taking on Ryback, Big Show, and Kane, and the Wyatt family gets the victory after Ryback walks out of the match. Ryback turns heel, I guess, basically, and walks out of the matchup, allowing the Wyatt family to win. Sasha Banks took on Naomi and won with the bang statement after Becky Lynch came down and attacked Tamina, helping even the odds, and Sasha Banks gets the victory. And then Charlotte comes out and talks about how Sasha Banks and Becky are such great friends, but one of them is going to have to face Charlotte at WrestleMania or something. Charlotte's terrible on the microphone, I'm sorry, but she is so annoying. Her voice makes me want
Very unnatural.
Oh my, it is so terrible. But main event, Roman Reigns took on Sheamus, and that went to a no contest after Triple H came out, which we'll talk about that after we talk about Brock Lesnar came out to talk about why he attacked Dean Ambrose, which was on WWE's Facebook page earlier today, attacked him as Dean Ambrose was coming into the building. Dean Ambrose, of course, makes his way into the arena in Detroit, the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, in the ambulance, challenges Brock Lesnar to a match at WrestleMania. No hold barred, street fight going down. So it looks like Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose is happening at WrestleMania in a street fight. What are you guys' reaction to that match being announced for WrestleMania?
I'm with it. Street fights are fun. And plus with these two, it's definitely going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a... it might be best.
One thing I don't like is Dean Ambrose getting his ass beat and just coming back for more just to get his ass beat again. They'd stop that.
I think
the way the whole gimmick is that Dean Ambrose just like he keeps coming back, and you know he got a sneak attack by Brock Lesnar and he got put through a car windshield, but he still came back to Monday Night Raw to challenge Brock Lesnar. So I mean I don't have a big problem with
the way
that.
they present Dean Ambrose is like he's like the human version of the Roadrunner, or actually not even that, the Wile E. Coyote, because he always gets shit thrown at him and he always gets beat up by people, but he always just comes back and he keeps coming back, and that's kind of the vibe that I get from him. And you guys know that I'm not a fan of Dean Ambrose. I never really have been, but it appeals to some people, just not to me.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
I think. Oh, go ahead.
I think it's going to end. No, I was going to say, I think it's going to end. I think this is the last time we will see the whole Brock getting the best of him. And I think next time they cross that, Dean is going to get the best of him.
He's going to have to.
I think so. I do like the street fight aspect because at least I know there's going to be, like I said, with Dean Ambrose and even Brock Lesnar in there. At least I know it won't be it won't be a little bit of violence. I mean, I'm expecting chairs, tables. I'm expecting them to go all out when it comes to violence in this matchup. But Nathan, what were you going to say?
I think what they'll probably do, and at least this is the way that I would do it, is have Brock keep getting the upper hand, and then at the go-home show leading into WrestleMania, that's when Dean finally would get a one-up on Brock. That's the way that I think they're going to do it, because that's the way they usually end up doing it anyway. And then whoever wins out of that, I mean, honestly, with this match, I don't mind that it's happening. I think it'll be a good match. It'll be very entertaining, but they're going to have to make it very believable if they're going to have Dean Ambrose win. Because Brock Lesnar is Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, you know what I would do? Obviously, I think from a booking standpoint, it makes a lot of sense, and from a storytelling standpoint, it makes a lot of sense. But I know WWE is going to do it, but it's just an idea. I would reference Dean's time in CZW. I'd have Dean come out and say, you know what? I've been in violent matches before. I've been in some of the most violent matches that you'll ever see, and I'm going to bring that to Brock Lesnar. And at WrestleMania, you see that when Dean Ambrose brings out some barbed wire. I mean, I know it's not going to happen because, like, WWE is PG, but barbed wire would be the one foreign object that could take down Brock Lesnar. I mean, he puts Brock Lesnar through a barbed wire table, and I don't care who you are, that's going to hurt. But I know that's not going to happen because, you know, it's a little...
You should just do what Mick Foley did with Edge at WrestleMania 22 and wrap himself in barbed wire and wear something over it.
Yeah. But obviously I think we're thinking a little too violent for a WWE product. I mean, but we can't really say that because look what happened on Raw tonight. We had Vince McMahon drop the F-bomb live on TV. I mean, it got censored, but he still dropped an F-bomb.
Was that what that was?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
I had read from on Twitter that he said fucking. He said you're gonna get your fucking ass whipped at WrestleMania. Like it was something along those lines. I don't know the exact quote.
Leave it to him.
By the way,
apparently he did
see that sign? Did you guys see the sign in the background that said "Fire Ziggler"?
Yeah.
Yes.
So how did that make it through security? I think security at the Joe Louis Arena wasn't doing their job too well.
I'm pretty sure they only look at the signs.
Sometimes they do. Dave Meltzer has said that WWE does take away signs.
Well, the WWE security does, and not the security that works, because me working at Staples, they don't look at the signs. They just know the signs are allowed inside. One thing I want to mention before we go off air, the WWE, after Fastlane, they announced Shinsuke Nakamura is officially signed with the WWE.
Yeah, and I have to mention, pretty good timing to do that after a lot of the older, more hardcore wrestling fans were very upset by the main event. Very convenient timing, but it's great. I mean, if you look, Nakamura got a lot of coverage through Stephanie McMahon's Twitter, Triple H's Twitter, WWE's Twitter. There was a whole 2.5-minute video on WWE.com and WWE's YouTube page. So they are really hyping up Nakamura, which is obviously it should be because he's a big freaking deal. But yeah, I can't wait for it.
One thing I want to mention, Tom.
I did also want to mention.
I've noticed the WWE, they've pushed 2 big Japanese wrestlers and promoted them with like so big. Like when Kenta got signed, Hulk Hogan did the honors of bringing his contract to Japan, and now you have Nakamura. They did another big thing for a Japanese wrestler. They had the video. You had the photos of him. They show when he walks in the performance center.
Yeah, and he was in WWE studios and all that. So it's I think it's definitely very surreal. It was surreal to me to see the King of Strong style, posing with Vince McMahon for a picture. I'm sure Vince was like, who in the hell is this guy? But while I wanted, we can kind of cover 2 topics at once. I did want to talk about the ending of Raw with Triple H beating up Roman Reigns, leaving him a bloody pulp after pedigreeing him on the stairs, and the fans going wild. Fans were going absolutely nuts. They loved it. I think that's very, it's like I said, it's very weird that WWE has shoved Roman Reigns so far down our throat, and they still cannot get the people do not like him as a babyface, because you had supposedly the top heel beat up the top babyface, leave him in a bloody pulp, and the fans loved it. So, Oscar, what did you think of the end of Raw? And if you'd like, also comment on Shinsuke Nakamura coming to WWE and the announcement from last night.
I'm going to start with Nakamura. I think it was a great thing. I think it was like what Skid said, it's kind of amazing that, the past year or year and a half that, making a big deal that it's signing 2 Japanese guys, and I'm like, wow, I never thought that would happen. Like, if you asked me that 3 years ago, that'd be crazy. But I'm happy they announced that he's coming. I'd possibly soon on the early episode where the match, that picture that got viral that he, I won't say viral, but, that was all over Twitter and Facebook that, when he accepted, I don't know if he accepted Sami Zayn's challenge, but whatever the announcement is for that TakeOver match, might be airing pretty soon. So if I had to strike that announcement like right after Fastlane. But, it's great to see everybody showing respect. Like, Kevin Owens, we all know they had worked in a match together in Ring of Honor. He had Finn Balor and Albert, or whatever, Jason Albert. They mentioned
Matt Bloom
in that video. Matt Bloom, whatever. Whatever his name is now these days. He mentioned them about him and showing people like who are not familiar with him, they can introduce him in a way. So we'll wait and see. I have to wait till his NXT TakeOver when he makes his debut, and we'll see how his new music will be. Now he just, I guess he just tweeted that he will not, or mentioned in the press conference that he will not keep the same music he had in New Japan. And the main event of Raw, the ending of Raw, I would say I think it was freaking awesome. Roman Reigns getting his ass beat. I'm not a Roman Reigns hater, but we got to spice up this shit for a bit. And I have to say this. I'm hoping Undertaker and Shane will be the last match, because I have a feeling that if Roman Reigns and Triple H is the last match, it will not come out good.
And Mason, what did you think of the main event of Raw with Triple H beating down Roman Reigns? And, of course, you being a big New Japan fan, such as the rest of us, what do you think of Shinsuke Nakamura's official signing announcement with WWE?
Well, I'll start with the Shinsuke Nakamura news. I think it's great. I'm really happy for him because I heard that he has wanted to do something different for a while. He was kind of complacent in New Japan when he was there, and he seems genuinely happy to be in WWE. I hope that everything that he wants, he gets, and that they don't do anything that'll be questionable with him. And I'm really afraid of what they're going to do as far as his gimmick and whatnot, because we know that this company doesn't really have a good track record with foreign stars. So it'll be interesting to see if he can be the one true success. And with the network being in Japan now, they needed somebody to be the poster child for the network in Japan. And Hideo Itami is not that guy, even though they wanted him to be that guy. And as far as the main event, not the main event, but the ending segment of Raw, I loved it. I thought it was absolutely great, but the only problem is that no matter how much they try to get Roman Reigns over, they're doing everything they think they need to do in order to get Roman Reigns over, and it's not working. Triple H is supposed to be the top heel, or one of the top heels in the company right now, because he's the head of the authority. We're supposed to hate the authority. And he pedigreed Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns bleeding like crazy, and he gets cheered. And with the lineup of cities that they're going to be in leading up to WrestleMania, this isn't going to go away. It's going to continue. So they need to tread lightly with Roman Reigns and figure out what they're going to do within the next month before WrestleMania. Otherwise, you're going to have close to 100,000 people booing him out of that building. And that's not going to be good for him.
No, not at all. And I don't know, WWE, like so many people have mentioned before, they just don't get it. I mean, how many years in a row can you keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result? I mean, that's the pure definition of insanity, is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And I don't know what is going through their head where they think that this guy is eventually going to get over when he's not. And, so many people have brought up, look at the dates of Raws going into WrestleMania. I mean, they're all going to be crowds that, they're not going to be in Oklahoma, they're not going to be in Texas, they're not going to be in these smaller arenas that may, have some casuals. There's going to be their hardcore cities, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Brooklyn. You look at those towns and you know that they're going to be loud crowds, and you know that anything involved with Roman Reigns is going to be booed. So I just don't get the booking anymore. I don't get what they're seeing and why they're just trying so hard. I mean, you have something on the table in making Roman Reigns heel, and they just insist on making him face. I don't understand that logic. But we're coming to the end of the show. I know we're running short on time, so Skits, you want to take over from here?
Hello, Skits-a-roo.
All right. Well, Skits isn't there.
Oh, shit,
so.
my bad. I was talking on mute. My bad. I was talking the whole fucking time. From what I was saying, somebody's going to save our life. His name is Seth Rollins. So.
CrossFit Jesus.
But and it's Skits.
But ladies and gentlemen, just want to let everybody know, Wednesday, tune in as we talk on the Random Wrestling Recap. Me and Tom will be on here. Hopefully David can join us. And we'll be talking Ring of Honor. We'll talk about Ring of Honor's 14th anniversary. We'll also talk more about Shinsuke Nakamura going to the WWE, more independent wrestling talk. Just be on the lookout. Tune in. Also,
we'll probably get into the New Japan Ring of Honor shows. If we get to them, I still have night 2 to watch, but we'll probably talk about that on Wednesday because some very interesting stuff happened with that. We'll talk more New Japan as well, more PWG probably. It's going to be a packed show, guys, so tune in on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Also, I want to let everybody know, be on the lookout later on tonight. I will post the interviews that I've done this past weekend with Joey Ryan, B-Boy, Little Choto, and Danny Limelight. So be sure to listen in to those. And follow us on Twitter at Wrestlingheads for all the updates or whatnot, what's going on with us. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. Just type in Wrestlingheads and you'll find us. Also, Wrestlingheads.com is the website. My boy Nate, he's got some shit up there with CMLL, his match of the week. Also, Nick, he's been posting some things that's going on in the independents. Speaking of the what's going on in the indies, we'll be talking some Evolve too, because Evolve's posted some matches that they got coming up for WrestleMania weekend, and they have a couple more Evolve shows before WrestleMania weekend. So be sure to listen in Wednesday, folks, as me and Tom get down what's going on in the independents. I'm on Twitter at WHSkits. Follow me on there as I shoot the shit, and I can't wait. This weekend is going to be turned up.
All right. And I guess you can follow me at Sinister632 on Twitter, Instagram, and Periscope. I'm going to give a little shout-out to the wrestling guy, David. He just texted me, and I guess I want to let everybody know he has another signing coming up with TNA Zone Jesse Connors. He will be there. Also, former TNA Knockout and former WWE Diva Victoria will be there as well at the same day.
I wonder, you know what? Real quick, I wonder if Dave is actually plugging us. I don't really listen to the show, but hopefully he's out there plugging us too.
Well, all I know is his sidekick Butch always calls us dickheads, but fuck him anyways. But I still want to support the damn store, so you guys gotta check out the signing. Follow at a wrestling guy HP to if you want to look into those signings. And yeah, thanks for Brody King and Gus for calling in. Like I said, you gotta check out Finest City Wrestling. All of you guys. It doesn't matter where you live, you gotta check it out. It's some great stuff to watch. And yeah, I'll be at Vegas this weekend. Hopefully I win another big one. You were there last year when you saw me won some money there, Skid, so I hope I do it again. Yeah. And, Nathan knows, too. I forgot about that. So, yeah. Yep. And I bought you a drink. You should be happy about that.
We went out to dinner that night, I think.
Yeah. And hopefully I get to see you at PWG this year. And you too, Tom. So, let's make it an elite podcast thing if you guys can make it the same time as Matthew Grant or I don't know.
I'm shooting for sometime in August. I definitely have the money. Yeah, so I definitely have the money to do it, but I'm shooting for August, and I got to figure a way out there. So
if I win the lotto, I'll pay for you guys' flights and you guys come down to Bola. All right. And I'll head down to Minnesota. We can watch Ring of Honor.
Go ahead.
Make sure you come when it's warm out for like the 3 months it's warm.
Oh, yeah, I hate cold weather.
But, yeah, lots of stuff coming up, guys. You can follow me on Twitter @tweetme. My Periscope is the exact same thing. Looking to check out New Japan Honor Rising Night 2 sometime either tonight or tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Also looking to order PWG All-Star Weekend and Lemmy because, as we know, PWG put up the preview for Lemmy, which you can check out. Looks awesome. Can't wait. Also, of course, can't wait to check out FCW. Big thanks to Gus and Brody King for coming on tonight. Wait to see that. Alpha One Wrestling ran over the weekend. Heard that was great as well. Like I said, I'm excited because I get to watch all this wrestling, but I can hear my bank account. It's crying. It's crying tears of sadness that I'm going to have to take this money out. But it's well worth it, and you guys should too. Smart Mark video for Alpha One. Of course, Mr. Matthew Grant of Weekly Wrestling Podcast will put more in depth about what happened at Alpha One over the weekend, so be sure to check that out. And pass it on to you, Nathan, to close out the show. What do you got for us?
You can follow me on Twitter @Headliner5. My Periscope is the exact same thing. My Instagram is Headliner05. Of course, go to eyesonthering.com. I did not do a Ring of Honor review this week because of the pay-per-view. I probably won't be doing an ROH review this week as well because I've got an interview to prepare for, and that interview is with Melissa Santos for Eyes on the Ring on Sunday.
Lucky.
So, and I hope it goes well because she was very apprehensive of doing this interview because it was live. But we assured her that everything will go well and that we won't have any problems, and I'm looking forward to a good interview. I've got people sending me questions. I've got a list of questions. If you guys have any questions you want me to ask, you can feel free to tweet me or DM me said questions, and I will be sure to try and get as many of them in as possible. I'm looking for a 30-minute interview. I told her, I said, the show's 3 hours. We don't have to do an interview for 3 hours because that would be a long-ass interview. So I said 30 minutes tops. And hopefully Blog Talk Radio doesn't have any issues on Sunday.
Definitely, dude. Appreciate everything you coming on or whatnot. And ladies and gentlemen, be sure to listen in on Wednesday. It's me and Nate. Rundown what's going on in Independence and in Japan. So thanks for listening, folks. And until next time, I'm Skitch. That's Tom and Oscar and Nate. And you listen to the Elite Podcast Network. Peace.
That isn't just the sound of the all-new 2016 Mercedes-Benz GLC being put through its paces. It's the sound of innovation. The innovation behind one of the most advanced SUVs on the road today. With multiple driving modes, a suite of intelligent drive systems, and a technology-filled cabin that sets new standards in modern luxury. This is what innovation sounds like. Now, discover what it feels like in a 2016 Mercedes-Benz GLC.
Some equipment described as optional.